All right, we are live with Robyn today. Super excited, Robyn, to have you. Welcome.
I'm so excited to be here with you.
Yeah, this is great. So those who are watching, welcome. We've got Robyn here who's going to share her story. As you can see from the headline, she's lost 53 pounds. And she was just telling me she started my program last Thanksgiving. So she lost the 53 pounds like super fast in the beginning, but we just haven't been able to get her on a live for a while. So it's been a road. So I'll let Robyn kind of introduce herself and then we can dive into the program and all that. So Robyn, tell us a bit about you.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Robyn Talbott, and I'm a very, very busy bookkeeper. I have my own business at home, and my fiance is a tax accountant, so we're overwhelmed busy, especially the last year and a half. So I got into the program because of COVID, basically. And I was worried about, because I have rheumatoid arthritis, I was worried about being sick and in the hospital and being really sick because I was in bad shape health-wise. So my friend Carrie introduced me to Jared, and was the best introduction I ever had. And I went from there. So awesome. Like you said, I lost 53 pounds, and it wasn't my goal to lose 53 pounds. I just wanted to get down to like I was moving into a size 16 and I didn't want to be a size 16. So, and I wanted to be healthy. So I basically said, well, I'm going to get down to 150 so I can wear a size, 12.
Yeah.
And I just kept going.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's been fun. And I'm in lifestyle right now, and I love it. And my fiance is trying to get in there and do a little bit of it and eat right, but it's a constant battle for him. So anyway, that's where I am.
Cool. Awesome. Now, so let's run through kind of the logistics of it for people watching. So you joined the program. I remember your goal wasn't necessarily to lose 53 pounds, but we lost that and we just kept seeing progress. You're like, yeah, we'll just go for it, right? So initially, you initially it was like 150. I think we lost another 10 pounds or so after that. And when was the bulk of that? Like how long did it take?
To lose 10 pounds or 53?
No, the 53 pounds.
It was fast. I'm gonna say 5 months, 5.5 months. Yeah.
Cool. So the bulk of it was like super fast, like right in the beginning. And then since then, so it's been, 8-9 months or so since then. We had some maintenance period. Now we're on lifestyle. We've just been maintaining, which is super fun.
Maintaining. It's like crazy maintaining. I used to weigh myself like every day to say, this just can't be true, right? I can't stay at this weight forever. I'm eating snacks now and adding like potatoes. I haven't added grains yet, but I'm adding potatoes and a little butter and some cheese, and I'm still staying there. So it's like I just do the weight just to shock myself, I guess.
Sure, yeah. Just to like make
Not
sure.
Because I really care, because I can tell by how I feel and look that I'm not gaining at all.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And that's the fun thing is we get into the stage where you're at. Like our initial phase, of course, we're really focused on releasing and we do that super well and super fast. But for however many months now, 3 or 4 months for you, it's been treats and snacks and all that fun stuff. Especially I always like, because I'm in Idaho and Robyn lives in California, and I'm always like jealous because she's got all the good restaurants and stuff out there that make
all the old hippies.
Yeah, they make amazing food that's actually like good for you and nourishing. Not that Idaho doesn't, but there's just not as many options. But okay, so Robyn, tell us where you were at before the program, like before joining, before kind of starting the program. Like, was weight an issue? Had you done stuff before? Like, tell us a little bit about your journey.
So I got to size 16 about, I'm going to say it was probably 17 years ago. And I decided at that time I was like, I didn't feel well and I was drinking and, doing those things. So I stopped all that and I did the Atkins diet, which was fun. you know, you got to eat meat and cheese. And so I did that and lost 55 pounds, but I went too fast and I didn't look good. I was gaunt and I went down too far. So I got about where I am now, but I looked way different. Like people would say, you look anorexic, you don't look good and your skin's pasty and all that. So, you know, I had to try to put some more weight on because I did not look good. Like my shoulder blades were sticking out of my clothes. And it was fun because of course I got to go buy new clothes and stuff, but I started looking at myself in the mirror and said, you really, really don't look good. And you don't look healthy. I mean, you may have lost the weight, but you don't look healthy. So that I lost that weight. And then, you know, of course it came back and where I was in your program. But basically the reason that I even was looking was because I do have rheumatoid arthritis, and having extra weight on your body, it makes it inflammation way worse. And I have to say, I haven't had a flare in all this time in this program, which is, I've had rheumatoid since 1996. So that right there is the hugest thing for me. So basically I just wanted to get better and I didn't want to be sick with COVID. So if I got it, I didn't want to, you know, be one of those that was, since I'm immunosuppressed, was really bad in the hospital. So basically that was the number one reason. I really hadn't done anything before, although I lie. I did do isogenics right before I started and spent tons of money. And it just, that's probably what put the weight on me. It was really bad. All of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, you're not losing any weight, you're gaining weight. And, you know, the program is expensive and you're on your own and you're basically doing it on your own. You don't have any support there. So, and it's a MLM, which I really didn't like either because they're always pushing me to add people to the program. So that's basically the only thing I ever did was Atkins to lose weight. I wasn't up and down yo-yo dieting or any of that stuff. You know, I let sugar go when I was on Atkins, but of course that started sneaking back in, and eventually I'm eating junk food with my fiance and sugar and whatever I wanted to eat. And so I was really unhealthy. So that's why I did it.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that's huge. And there's so many things I think a lot of people can relate to, or maybe they've lost weight before and of course it comes back on because it's not sustainable. But something that I just want to point out really fast is when you lose weight and you look really unhealthy and you're like haggard and gaunt, and it's because you're losing muscle. Like that's really what it comes down to, is you're just not losing it the right way, versus when you lose it a different way, you're like, I look totally different.
I do look totally
I mentioned,
different.
I mentioned just before this, everybody knows, I said, Robyn, you look great. Like you look fantastic. Your skin's healthy. Like you can tell like you're healthy, right? Which is a huge difference in just losing weight versus focusing on being healthy, right? Which is
it's really fun when you haven't seen somebody in a while and they see you like, oh my God, what are you doing? And you get to tell them all about it. So yeah.
Yep. Cool. Well, that's exciting. So, okay. So you mentioned
and new clothes. New clothes. Let me just say that, new clothes. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's always fun, right? So tell us more about like the benefits, the things you've seen. So you've mentioned, of course, the weight loss. You tell us about your arthritis, the fun, all the fun like results, benefits you've seen as you've. Well, I know it's been a while since you did the program initially, but even since then, over this last year since we've done it almost, what have you kind of noticed for yourself?
Well, I've noticed that I'm able to exercise, which I wasn't doing. I'm, you know, I'm not doing anything really strenuous because when I do, then I do tend to have problems. So I'm able to exercise. I'm not out of breath. I'm walking the dog longer than I was. You know, I'm doing my Pilates again, and I'm doing some HIIT stuff, and you know, it's just great. It's just great.
That's
Yeah,
huge.
able to exercise, which is or not able, but I want to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could exercise before, I just didn't want to.
Yeah.
So I walk the dog. We do the hills around my neighborhood where it's very hilly around here. So we do the hills with no problem, and it's good for him and good for me. And yeah, so.
Cool. That's awesome. And tell us about, so when you used to have a flare up with your arthritis, tell us what it used to be like. And I know it's been a while since you had one, which is great, but.
Well, it used to be I would have to take my meds, which are really highly toxic and very scary meds. So, you know, I did a few protocols with RA. Back in the day, I was getting gold shots, which basically created this toxicity in my body that I was hiding from the doctor because I didn't want him to take my drugs away, because they did help. And then they put me on a new medication protocol that I really, really try to avoid unless I really have to. And I haven't had to do that at all, at all. So every once in a while, if I get a little bit of flare in my hands because I've worked too long on the computer without a break, then I have to take a little Motrin, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I couldn't exercise because tomorrow my hands would be killing me, or my knees would be swollen, or whatever, and I don't have any of that. So
Wow.
yay!
That's, I mean, that's life changing.
Yeah,
Like to be able to move
my rheumatoid doctor, my rheumatologist, she loves it.
yeah.
You know, I told her all about it. We talked about it for about an hour one day, and I told her all about it. So
Yeah.
she loves it. The fact that, because she's been seeing me for years, and the
Right.
fact that I'm not having to do those toxic medicines, really great.
That's huge. And
That's
and
a huge deal. That's a
yeah,
huge deal.
that's
Yeah.
life changing. And life changing in that, like, yes, you've lost the weight, which again doesn't necessarily change the arthritis. Like sometimes it helps, but it's really reducing that inflammation and toxins in your body along with the weight that makes a difference. And you're right, it is life changing because you can get out and do and move. And like
Yeah.
I know you're busy and you're working all day, and so like the ability to like perform there, like that's massive. So that's
Yeah.
awesome.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, very cool. Any other things you kind of noticed that as you went through the program, other benefits you've seen over the last 8 months, 9 months, however long it's been?
Oh, I sleep better. I'm sleeping better. You know, I used to only sleep like 4 or 5, because you know, when you have rheumatoid and you got chronic pain all the time, it's hard to do much of anything, and sleep is hard too. So I sleep way better. I have a better attitude. I'm funnier. No, I'm just kidding. I have better memes on Facebook. No, I'm just kidding.
Totally.
So I just feel so much better. That my outlook is just like completely changed. And I thank you for that, because you are the best support. I had the best support in this program that I think is possible, and I still do, and made lots of new friends. And I just tell everybody, everybody who asks me about it, I tell them. So hopefully you're getting lots of
Yes, we
clients.
love it. We love that. So well, thank you, Robyn. We try. I mean, our goal is to support, right? To help you navigate your journey and be there with you. So you did all the hard work. So
Yeah, but it doesn't stop right at the end of the program
no,
either.
totally.
So yeah.
Totally.
I
And
know that you and I will be connected for life.
yeah,
So
as we have been. Robyn, I'll say this to everybody just to give you the credit here. Robyn sent me some delicious treats from
oh
her
yeah.
from where she lives locally, and they were awesome. So yeah, super excited for you though, Robyn, as far as those changes and the benefits.
And those two at Paleo Treats, they're two old I'm telling you, they are hippies. and they will share every information, and they have connections in the paleo area all over, and they have no problem sharing it, and they're funny and cute, and they make the best treats ever.
They do.
The best treats ever. Yeah.
If you don't know, their littler brand is Paleo Treats, and they just cut out the bad ingredients, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So anyway, so good. Well, Robyn, that's huge. I mean, and you mentioned the outlook. Like we talk tons about mindset, right? Like, and you know, like as a business owner, like we work with a lot of people who are busy. Like our mindset is key for success in all areas. And when you get your health right, you start applying like different thinking patterns to your health, it spills into all of our life, right? Like a whole outlook in life changes, and which is huge. So
yes,
that's exciting.
You're right.
So good. So tell me, what, like as you've gone through, of course, you went through the program initially, which, you know, is that initial like 10 weeks, 11 weeks, whatever it is. And then even since then, what things have you kind of gained or learned as far as like knowledge or information or kind of a, you know, mentality, if you will, that will propel you forward so that we don't, you know, again, like everybody's like, well, I want to keep the weight off. Like we don't want to just lose weight to lose it. That's great that you lost 53 pounds, but how do I keep it off, which you've already been doing, and enjoying life and treats and potatoes, which, you know, everybody's always like, no to potatoes, right? Which we say, no, enjoy them. Like we want you to do that. What have you like learned? What are some of the things, maybe a couple of insights that you could share that you've learned that have made a difference for you?
Well,
As
I
it,
think my number one thing is it's not about weight anymore for me. It's about living, like you say, eating nutritiously and finding things that are nutritious that supplement or replace the bad things that you're eating, which that has been a major research and fun project for me to reach out to people and have them, help me with that, and learning from people like the people at Paleo Treats and how they make stuff. But then they have a whole community that's, into all that healthy stuff and have been forever, even before it was popular.
yep.
So,
Yep.
for me, it's not about the weight anymore.
Yeah.
It's just about feeling good and keeping the good feeling and good outlook that I have. So that right there is a mindset. And I can tell with my fiance because he's like completely different mindset and he eats like an old bachelor, canned food and stuff. But I
Yeah.
see him slowly starting to change it. So, and just from seeing me, and I'll just tell him, well, this is why I do it, and you should do it too because you would feel so much better. And I've introduced him into some supplements and some just little things, not pushing him at all. So I do see that it does affect him too. So, it is all about mindset.
Yeah.
And for me, it's not about weight anymore. It's just about nutrition and fun and meeting new people and having a new community,
Yep.
and all the people here in your community, which most of them are fabulous and I know a lot of
Yeah.
them anyway. So yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah.
And that's the different mindset. For me at first it was, oh, I got to get the weight off.
Sure.
And, I don't want to be size 16 and blah, blah, blah. And then slowly it started being, oh, I want to, eat nutritiously and I want to do it forever for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So when I'm 75, because I'm going to be 65, wow. When I'm 75, I'm still feeling as good as I do now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's huge. And I think that's like the most important thing we could ever help. And so like everybody comes to us for weight loss. Well, not everybody, but that's like the main thing everybody wants. Like everyone thinks that weight loss is going to help them reach their goal. And I say,
Exactly.
you got to stop thinking about weight loss. If you want to lose the weight, you got to start thinking about getting healthy and nourishing your body. Like you said, that's such a key. I love, like, that's one of my favorite terms is like nourish your body. Like
Yes.
that's such a powerful concept that like, we're all super well fed in the United States, but like none of us are like, we're well fed, but undernourished. Right.
Exactly. You're
So
exactly right. Exactly.
yeah,
That's what
that's
I tell
huge.
my fiance. So
Yep. Yeah. You can eat a ton of food. It's just not very good for us. So
yes, you're right.
cool. So that's huge. And I think that's the main thing. Like, of course, there's all the logistics and the knowledge and learning how to change your ingredients and stuff that we talk about. But I think the major thing that you just hit on is life changing for everybody that can implement that. It was for me. It is like, it's not about the weight anymore. It's about feeling great and doing what we love and being able to do that as long as we want and look the way we want as long as we want. You're right. Whether it's January or June, doesn't matter if it's summer or winter, like, you have the same seasons. We have winters and summers, but our body, people get summer bodies, right? And it doesn't matter. It's like, we want to just be healthy. And by focusing on that, it doesn't matter what time of year, it doesn't matter if we're 40, 70, we can continue doing that.
We
So
want to feel the same. You're
yeah,
exactly right.
yeah,
Exactly.
huge. That's huge. So awesome. Well, if someone's watching this, let's say, and they're just getting started or maybe on the fence about getting started, like, what's your thoughts for them?
On the fence, I have a person who was on the fence and she eventually did join your program, I think. And I would say, do it. Most people stop at the cost, I find, when I'm talking to somebody, and then I break it down for them, what's it cost you per month? And it takes, 5 months, and we do the math because I'm a bookkeeper. Um, and what's it costing you now to live the way that you live? And if you got sick and went to the hospital, it costs you 10 times as much, in order to do that. And it's worth every penny. So basically for me, that was, and look how good I look. You've seen the change with me over the months, and look how good I look and how I feel. And get in this community and talk to Jared, talk to him as many times as you want. He'll talk to you and, get your questions answered, but just do it. I say do it.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get, my fiance is going to be there one day. I'm telling you.
Okay. One day. We're excited to have him one day. So,
Yeah.
cool. Awesome. Well, good. Any parting wisdom from someone who's been on the journey, who's now kind of just past it, if you will, past the initial like weight loss? It's always a journey, but any parting wisdom for anybody who's like maybe in the thick of the losing phase or the program, or kind of maybe not even in the program, just struggling, finding motivation? What's any
Well,
wisdom?
I say go to the community because you got the best support there. I mean, seriously, I'm in a lot of communities and on Facebook. This is one of the best and most supportive. And I say, go in there and get your questions answered from people who are actually in the midst of it, like you say. And I'll always be there to support you. I mean, I'll always be there, even, like when I say I'm 75, I'll be there cheering everybody on.
Yeah.
That's for sure. That's what I love about it. So just, go there and be there. So for some people, they don't want to hang out on Facebook, but you don't have to be anywhere else. It's a private community, and we got a lot of love and support there, and a lot of knowledge from people who are actually doing it, having the same problems as you and same feelings. And so the community is what I say you do.
Yeah.
On top of everything else, just go in there.
Yeah.
Blurb it out and get your feelings out, and people will answer you and be supportive.
Yeah.
Totally. I'll be there. I'll
Get that
support
support. Yeah. Well, that's what they say. The number one thing that's going to predict if someone's healthy or not is your community. It's who you surround
Exactly.
yourself with.
You're exactly right.
That's a key.
I believe that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's great wisdom, Robyn. We appreciate it. And I'm so grateful for you jumping on, sharing your story with us. I know you're busy, so we'll let you get back to your day, but thank you. And
thank you. Thanks,
of course,
Jared.
best of luck with all the future health endeavors as well.
Okay, you too.
Okay, we'll see you later, Robyn.
Bye.
See ya.